Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of The Woman Knight of Mirror Lake, an action drama from 2011. This is a China-Hong Kong co-production that was directed by Herman Yau. Now, over the years, I've come to appreciate this director more and more. He's a sneaky good filmmaker, I guess you could say. Now, this film tells the story of Qiu Jin and her involvement in revolutionary uprisings against the Qing Dynasty. So basically, as a child, she kind of goes against some cultural norms, like having her feet bound according to common practice, and instead kind of engages in a more progressive lifestyle, learning horse riding, martial arts, and literature with her father and brother. And through her poetry as an adult, she basically criticizes the weak state of the nation and the repression of women, and she feels that great reform is needed in China. Now, unfortunately for her, oppressive forces escalate the conflict to the point where she and her comrades have no choice but to fight. So the story shifts back and forth between the days of this woman's trial, because she does get captured and put on trial for her actions. So we have those scenes, and then we have the past events in her life in recent years that led to the current situation. Now, the content is aimed at this individual character and her ideas, which could appeal to Western viewers from a thematic standpoint. This is less so of a propaganda film than what you might typically see in China. So, dramatic elements are effectively established. Our lead even has some problems with her husband, who is not really on the same page as her in terms of her ideals. Now, I'm sure the scriptwriters took some liberties. If you compare this woman's actual life, because this was an actual person in real life, if you compare her actual life to what happens in the film, there's some, some liberties that are taken, right? But that happens all the time in movies like this, so it's not a big deal. Now, Huang Yi, the lead actress, turns in a pretty admirable performance and carries herself well during the emotional scenes as well as the action. I mean, you may have recognized her in the Johnny To film Drug War from earlier in the 2010s, and I liked her in that film as well. I definitely should check out more of her stuff, although she seems to have kind of a mix of films and TV series, many of which might be kind of difficult to find, it seems. But Anthony Wong and Dennis To have supporting roles, which is nice. And in terms of action, there's not a lot of action in this film, but there's enough, and it's legitimately good stuff. A fight near the beginning is set in an area with burning evidence, and it's pretty sweet. It's a very impressive fight to anchor the opening half hour. So there's evidence. I believe it's like a list of revolutionaries that's burning in multiple areas of these rooms in this location, and our protagonist is attempting to keep them burning because she wants to eliminate any evidence that could result in trouble for her comrades. Meanwhile, an officer is fighting her, attempting to extinguish the burning evidence. So it's very cool scene, really good fight, and very precise choreography, pretty exciting stuff early on in the film. And they have a veteran actor who's fighting her, who plays the officer, and the dude is legit. And Huang Yi is actually doing a good job keeping up with him in the fight choreography. So, very good stuff. There's also a brief fight in a public square later on involving a whip and some bladed weapons, as well as a brief fight that erupts during a public demonstration. So the action design in this film is maybe a little bit exaggerated in terms of physics. Sometimes when people get kicked or thrown, they fly a little bit farther than they would in real life. But it's realistic enough to have an impact, so that's fine. Now, the finale in this film is a pretty cool set piece that features Dennis To, who's very athletic, and he's going toe-to-toe with that same pesky officer from the beginning of the film, and that's a really good fight. There's a scene where Dennis To has two rifles with bayonets, and he's using the bayonets to fight this guy. It's really cool. Good stuff. So again, The Woman Knight of Mirror Lake is a solid action flick that has enough dramatic impact to kind of balance it out. It's not like a brainless action film at all. It has enough focus on the characters and drama to balance out the drama and the action. So it's a good kind of overall well-balanced action flick, which I recommend. And it's currently available streaming on Funimation, at least in the United States, and it's also on physical media. So this is another one to check out if you're interested. And as always, I will see you next time.